9 in the WNIT with their first postseason win when they beat Colgate, almost beat Cleveland State in the game following. Well, they're going to jump it up, and Henry is the one to jump it against Ocott. And, of course, it's won by Ocott and a quick three from Tessa Johnson.
Well, they wasted no time. Tessa wide open and able to knock down that three.
So Coppin's first possession, a lot of garnet and black here inside the PEC arena today, and Morris couldn't handle it, fumbles it out of bounds. McBride, Hartfield, Henry, Morris, and Sosa Laura, the 5 for Coppin State to start things for Coach Mosley.
Yeah, you just talked about, that's something that the Eagles are going to need to do is take care of the basketball, and early on there's a turnover. Latson,
Johnson, Edwards, Ocott, and Johnson, the 5 for Coach Staley, and right up and in, 2 for 2 for Tanaya Latson as she gets her first shot to go, and the Gamecocks quickly out in front, 5-0. Hartfield with the kick out. Henry thought about one. Instead, she'll put it on the deck. Into the post for Sosa Laura. 8 to shoot. Gonna put her shoulder down, fire one up, can't hit. And a rebound for Ocott and South Carolina. Over to Joyce Edwards, trying to go high-low, and Ocott could not handle the catch. Good positioning from Sosa Laura, and Coppin will take back over, trailing by 5, just over 60 seconds in to this opening quarter.
Yeah, definitely the height advantage, but again, that was a turnover by South Carolina.
Henry into the post, got deflected out of bounds off of Sosa Laura last. And another Coppin State turnover, so 2 in their first 3 possessions now. That's 2 turnovers and 0 for 1 from the floor. Not the kind of start you want against a ranked opponent. Quick action for Edwards to get downhill. First miss for South Carolina, and it's tipped off of Sosa Laura. And the Gamecocks will keep possession underneath with 20 to shoot.
And where we just saw Edwards miss that little easy layup. She kind of struggled early on against Texas just a couple of days ago, and then came on a little later.
Tessa Johnson to the left hand, couldn't hit, but the offensive rebound and the putback by Medina Ocott. South Carolina up a touchdown. 7-0 as McBride gets some penetration and then kicks it back out for Morris to run the offense. Morris will launch for 3. And Morris gets the Eagles on the board to a loud ovation from the crowd.
Well, that's a great start.
And now we have a violation on the inbound for South Carolina, giving it right back to Coppin State.
Well, what a great start right now. Starting to pick it up for the Eagles, being able to knock down that 3, and the Gamecocks.
McBride, back-to-back goes Coppin. If there is one thing this Coppin State team can do, it's shoot the basketball from beyond the arc. 7-6, this is loud in here, Coach. Barely hear the whistle. And now we got a 3-second violation. So back-to-back unforced errors on South Carolina.
Well, I'm sure Coach Staley is not really happy with the start of this game. And just show here on the replay, McBride wide open for 3.
So let's see where Coppin goes here with a chance to take an early first quarter lead. Hartfield, hesitation. Got bumped, and it'll be a whistle and a foul on Edwards, who's perplexed by the whistle.
Just a little bump.
And in games like this, you go at the best players and hope you get a couple of fouls.
First team foul.
So it'll be our first foul of the game. First on Joyce Edwards, and Coppin will have another baseline inbound with a fresh 20 on the shot clock. Morris got stuck between a rock and a hard place, and it got blocked, and now out in transition. Raven Johnson pull-up jump shot short. Edwards had it for a moment. It's loose. Out of the pile comes Morris. Coach Mosley wants the offense now to reset and get things rolling here. Another chance to take the lead. Tipped out of McBride's hands by Tanaya Latson, last year's leading scorer in the country with 25.2 points per game. The Florida State transfer, that was a big get in the transfer portal for Coach Staley.
Absolutely. She's not used the same way here with the Gamecocks because multiple players can score, but here we see the Eagles putting 2 more points up on the board.
Aaron Henry gives Coppin State an 8-7 lead, so something that they can be happy about out of the gate. Edwards puts it on the deck, jump stop, foul, count it, and 1 for Joyce Edwards, the sophomore from Camden, South Carolina, giving the game.
And which is something that South Carolina does. They take care of the basketball, unlike what they did against Texas, but normally they are a team that doesn't have a lot of turnovers.
20 turnovers in the win against the Longhorns on Thursday night for South Carolina. McBride got stuck. She's just going to hoist and throws one up and out of bounds on the air ball with 6:01 to go here in the first quarter, giving South Carolina back the ball with a 1-point lead.
Well, her teammates has got to recognize that she picked up her dribble, so somebody's got to find a way to get open.
Edwards right to the rack over Jocelyn Hartfield.
Nice, sweet move by Jocelyn Edwards. Not a whole lot you can do to defend her.
First team All-SEC a season ago, picked to be on that team once again, and she continues to prove why for this South Carolina team, their leading scorer. And she got back-to-back buckets, and now a 3-point Gamecock lead, 11-8. McBride with 5 to shoot, trying to turn the corner and lay one off to Sosa Laura, but it's picked off by Johnson. The outlet up ahead to Latson. She gets to the rim, no. Rebound out of bounds. 5:13 to play, and the first sub off the bench is the senior transfer from Arkansas, Mariam Dowda, for South Carolina's Medina Okot checks out. Coppin also making subs. Hartfield and Sosa Laura exit. Shania Gamble and Sydney Burris check in. The usual 2 starting bigs in MEAC play, at least, for Coach Mosley and Coppin State for the first time today. Gamble might have got away with a walk, and then had her pocket picked by Joyce Edwards. Off to the races. Whistle, and now we got a foul called from the trail official, and it will be free throws when we come back. It is a 3-point South Carolina lead, 11-8, with 4:51 to go. Edwards back to the free throw line on the other side of this break when we return here on ESPN+. Right corner, and she's 1 for 1 in her return to Maryland. She played ball at Bishop McNamara. She's from Upper Marlboro, and she is going to no doubt have a big crowd here tonight here in Baltimore.
I heard a lot of clapping going on. I'm not sure if that was for South Carolina or the people that are from Maryland here to witness her playing.
Gamble, strong take on Edwards, but that 3 doesn't fall for Tessa Johnson. McBride trying to turn the corner on McDaniel. Got inside, fires it up with the right. No, Burris couldn't tip it to herself. Rebounded by Dowda. So South Carolina controlling this one as they typically do, but Coppin not going to be put away quietly, especially early on.
Well, again, talking about those keys, again, that's exactly how well they are playing out here, not playing afraid, but you got someone like Tessa able to knock down some threes, and she's wide open.
Tessa Johnson knocks down her second three-pointer of the opening quarter. Now 2 for 3 from the floor for her, both beyond the arc. And South Carolina leads by 8, and we'll get a whistle and a foul on Maddie McDaniel. So Latson will check out. Agat Makir checks in for South Carolina. Henry and McBride will leave for Coppin State, and Skylar Barnes for the Eagles. Skylar Barnes is typically the Robin to Kyla Morris's Batman, but you're going to need Superman and Batman to show up here today for Coppin State.
I like how you put that, Kyle.
Burris drop step to the right, hand in the finish with 1 on the shot clock. Nice move from the post player, Sydney Burris, the senior transfer from UNC Asheville and the Wisconsin native. Johnson again. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Tessa Johnson.
Well, you see where the Gamecocks have done a very nice job of moving the ball around, and Tessa continues to be wide open and able to knock down those threes.
21-12, Gamecocks by 9. Under 2 to play opening quarter. Burris wants one, free throw line short. Run down by Shania Gamble to reset the offense for Coppin State. Morris trying to snake around the screen, fumbled it out of bounds, but it will be off of McKeer last. And Coppin will keep possession.
Well, going back to Sydney Burris, I like what I see out of her play. Being very aggressive, put a little body on there, then with a little small little jump back, kissing the ball off the glass for the easy two.
The 15th best player in the class of 2025, Isla McDowell, checks in for the first time today, the freshman, as that one is erased by McKeer. She's off to the races, stops at the block, fires one up, couldn't hit, and Gamble has the rebound. But what a block from McKeer just a moment ago on Skylar Barnes.
I'm not quite sure if that was a block. It looked like she just took it right out of her hands.
High pick and roll for Morris. Hesitates, stops. Now she'll fire, and Kyla Morris doing what she does best. Now 2 for 2 from the floor with 5 points for Coppin State. And they're down by 7 now with 64 seconds to go in the first quarter. As Tessa Johnson tries to turn the corner, Morris almost took it away. McDowell gave it up for McDaniel. McDaniel into the paint, fired one up, and a whistle and a foul. Gonna go against Sydney Burris. Didn't get a lot of the ball, got a lot of the arm. Coppin State did not think that was a foul, but we'll take one more look at a little bit of a better angle, and you can see it right there on the forehead. So an easy call for the officials, and the first foul on Burris. Tessa Johnson will exit, and Raven Johnson, no relation, will check back in.
Yeah, actually, the coach wasn't too happy about that call, but he didn't have the right angle to see the foul like we did on the replay. And that's McDaniel misses her first free throw.
South Carolina shoots as a team 68% from the free throw line, but now just 2 of 5 in this opening quarter as we approach the final 45 seconds in an 8-point ball game. Morris almost lost the handle. Trying to do some dancing. She'll pull up at the free throw line and cannot hit. McKeer lays one off Raven Johnson. Shot clock turned off. McDaniel likely to hold for one. Down to 10 to shoot. Off a screen to her right. McDaniel, couple of steps around. Missed the layup. Got her own miss. 5 seconds for Barnes. 3, 2. Takes a peek at the clock. It was a travel before the block by Raven Johnson. And South Carolina will inbound and will take a first quarter lead of 8. 22-14. So South